Let us discuss about abscisic acid. It is also known as ABA. It is one plant growth inhibitor. Here, abscisic acid generally it is absorbed or it is synthesized in the dormant seeds or dormant pods. Here, occurrence of abscisic acid is dormant seeds and buds also, which are in the dormancy stage. So, in the seeds and buds, the abscisic acid is produced. It is also one acid, acidic in nature. So, next precursor. So, the abscisic acid is generally synthesized from viola xanthin or xanthophylls or carotenoids. So, abscisic acid is generally it is synthesized from carotenoids, xanthophylls or viola xanthin. Next, physiological effects of abscisic acid. First one is general plant growth inhibitor. It is inhibiting the total plant growth. So, it is the common or general plant growth inhibitor and inhibitor of plant metabolism. So, metabolic reactions, here anabolic and catabolic reactions, mainly metabolic reactions are inhibited by abscisic acid. The third one is inhibition of seed germination. The seed germination it is inhibited. So, if the seed germination is inhibited, so seed germination is promoted by here gibberellins, but here the seed germination is inhibited by here abscisic acid. So, the here abscisic acid functions or physiological effects are completely opposite to the gibberellic acid. That's why it is also called as anti-GA hormone, anti-gibberellic acid. It's opposite to the gibberellic acid, anti-GA hormone. And here the seed germination. So, in the seed germination, here that is inhibited by the abscisic acid. So, it is under favorable conditions also the seeds cannot germinate. They are undergoing here dormancy stage or they are remaining in the dormancy stage. So, the seeds cannot germinate. If the abscisic acid is produced under favorable conditions also these cannot germinate. So, the dormancy is promoted by these hormones. Next, closure of stomata. Here the stomata closure is here it is stomata opening and closure. So, that is depending on the atmospheric conditions generally. So, some hormones are also inducing the stomatal opening and closure. Here closure of stomata. Why the stomata are important? For gaseous exchange. Here the in dicot plants, here these are the god cells and it is stomata. So, here if the stomata is open, a more amount of water is evaporated and gases are also exchanged from the plant body to outside or outside to plant body. The gases are exchanged. Gases exchange is taking place. Here carbon dioxide, oxygen. So, gases exchange is taking place through the stomata from the atmosphere to plant body to atmosphere. But here when the stomata are closed, sometimes stomata close. So, why here the atmospheric conditions? In the atmosphere the moisture is very less, or in the plant body water scarcity, or in the soil water is less. So, in the scarce conditions or in the stress conditions, water stress conditions, here the stomata are closed. So, when the plant is not getting sufficient amount of water, here that is leading to the closure of stomata. So, when it is not getting the sufficient amount of water, here ABA is produced, abscisic acid is produced. So, that is inducing the stomatal closure. It is helping to the plant. So, when the water is not available to the plant, so then the stomata are closed. That is why the remaining water which is present inside the body, so that is not evaporated. So, if the stomata are open, so the total water is evaporated outside. That is why in the scarce conditions, it is produced and it is inducing the stomatal closure. If the stomata are closed, the water is not evaporated outside. That is why here the remaining water is stored or preserved inside the plant body. So it is protecting the plant from desiccation or dehydration process. That's why it is also called as a stress hormone. It is produced in the stress conditions. That's why it is called as stress hormone. It is produced in the stress conditions, in the water scarce conditions, or in the unfavorable conditions, or in high temperature. So in that condition, stress conditions, it is produced. That's why it is called as stress hormone. Next, dormancy. So in the dormancy, here dormancy is a resting phase. So in the favorable conditions also, sometimes the seeds or buds cannot develop. They are in the resting phase. So here in the dormancy, it is induced by abscisic acid. So it is these are the some physiological effects of abscisic acid. Next, uses of abscisic acid. It is used as anti-transpirant. So already we discussed here anti-transpirant. The transpiration, the evaporation of water is called as evaporation of water. It is called as transpiration. But the transpiration is prevented under scarce conditions. So that's why here it is called as anti-transpirant. So sometimes on the crop, if you want to reduce the water loss or dehydration process from the plant body, here some artificial abscisic acids, artificial ABS are also available if we are spraying on the, if we spray the abscisic acid on the crop. So that chemical or that abscisic acid is preventing the transpiration, but allowing the gaseous exchange. It is the some chemicals are forming thin layer on the leaves or on the aerial parts of the plant body. So gaseous exchange is normally taking place, but the evaporation of water, it is prevented. So generally here abscisic acids are used as anti-transpirant. The naturally in the plant body under scarce conditions, water scarce conditions, stress conditions, it is produced. Next, in the dormancy. So why the dormancy is it is a useful aspect. So why here the dormancy means resting phase. After harvesting the crop, all the seeds here, if they are germinating immediately, we cannot store them in our houses. So here we are storing the different type of seeds or grains in our houses or in the shops or in the godowns. So if they are immediately they are germinating, here we cannot store them. So here the dormancy is also one useful aspect. Here it is prolonging the germinating ability. So the dormancy, it is also one useful aspect. It is here induced by the abscisic acid. So it is one plant growth here inhibitor and showing this type of effects. It is also called as ABA, anti-gibberellic acid, and stress hormone. It is also called as anti-transpirant. It is about abscisic acid.